YouTube vinyl community, Rocky Horror Show fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today for a review of the record store they release, The Rocky Horror Show 50th Anniversary Edition. 50 years of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Well, the Rocky Horror Show. Rocky Horror Picture Show, the movie, will have its 50th anniversary next year, I believe, 1975. 2025. Holy moly. Anyways, this disc is fascinating. This is Richard O'Brien, his original recordings from home, basically figuring out how the songs are going to go. And it's a lot of fun to listen to. What you get on this album are extremely well-preserved demo recordings, basically him and a tape recorder, him and his guitar, singing away and giving dialogue in between songs to make the story flesh out as the songs play. While a lot of the words do change throughout this record, I would say the first half is fairly consistent with what would become the finalized songs. There are moments that are different from the completed versions, but side 2, for me, is where things get really interesting. Although I would say Hoppertootie, the last song on side 1, that sounds so Lou Reed. It almost sounds like he's singing a Lou Reed vocal, and all I hear is the Velvet Underground Unloaded, and it works so perfectly. Like, you know, the finished version is cool, it's bombastic, it's upbeat, it's peppy, but hearing it in like this slinky, chill, kind of cool vibe, you know, Hoppertootie, bless my soul, I really love that rock and roll, you know, the whole Lou Reed feel, that drawl, like, it's so good on the ears. I really, if you hear one song from this album and you're a big Rocky Horror or Velvet Underground fan, check out Hoppertootie. That thing is awesome. Side 2 is where things really pick up for me, in terms of something different. You know, side 1 is fascinating because you just hear these embryonic versions of these now classic songs for a show that was meant to be on for a few weeks has become this cultural phenomenon that is ingrained in the DNA of rock and roll and, you know, musicals and pop movies. But the song Once in a While starts off side 2, and this was available on the English version of the movie. The American version, for some reason, they cut it, but you know, this one is a really great, quaint little song. It stands alone. It could have been a single for somebody. It could have been a classic early 70s acoustic Faces song. You know, this one really works on its own merit. I really like how Planet Schmanet Janet comes along on this one too. It's got a Wake Up Little Susie acoustic guitar, and definitely the same rhythm and tempo for sure, which matches because the whole thing is sort of a 50s, early 60s pastiche and homage to rock and roll of the early days. So I really like the feel of that one too. Another song that works very well just with an acoustic guitar. The record does feature 2 songs near the end of side 2, Hoppertootie and The Sword of Damocles, that were done in December of 1972 to basically show off what this production could become. So they were professionally recorded at the studio. The very last song on here is a version of Superheroes that was apparently done for an interactive video game, a computer PC game in the late 90s. And I love this version. Just Richard and his guitar, and it works so well. The soul, the emotion, the heart is there, the storytelling is there, and the character is there. Here's the back of it. Really great extensive liner notes. Track listing, of course. The inner jacket is great. All kinds of press releases and promo stuff from around the time the show first came out. And the record itself on standard black vinyl. For fans of Rocky Horror Picture Show, you're going to adore this thing. You know, hearing Richard O'Brien's original demos, to understand the songs and to get inside the songs and figure out the dialogue that would blend the moments together is fascinating. Hearing this early, and I said embryonic before, but it works perfectly, embryonic version of what this would become. The dialogue is so cool because it's just like little bits and pieces, little fragments that say so much more in the grand scheme of things, but it connects the songs together really well. And Richard's voice is just so good. His guitar playing is so good. He's just a good rock and roll guy. If you're not a fan of this movie, you're not a fan of the show, I'd still recommend hearing it because, like, I am a fan of the process. Hearing a song go from point A to point B and everything that happened in between, for me, is fascinating. I don't care what genre it is. Like, I like hearing the artistic process. And, you know, for as talented as Richard is, you get to hear, like, the stepping stones. You get to hear the early awkward bits before it became the perfect fleshed out rock and roll extravaganza that we all know it as. I definitely recommend this thing. It's a lot of fun to listen to. It's cool to hear it with fresh ears and hear songs that we know so well in a different way. So easily a 7 out of 10 for me. I wish there was a little bit more to it, but for what it is, for the historical purpose of it, it's absolutely fascinating and it's a lot of fun to listen to. So, highly recommend it. So there you go. My name is Giggens. This has been Richard O'Brien, the Rocky Horror Show original demos, 50th anniversary record store day release. Highly recommend picking this up if you're a fan of the show. But that's it. Thanks for watching. My name is Giggens. I'll see you in the next album review. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.